Welcome to Main Squeeze. I'm Raleena Bush, and I'm here with my special guest, Lynn Hobson and Mr. Muffin. And so, welcome, Lynn. Thank you for coming on my show. This is my first episode, season 1, episode 1.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
And Mr. Love Muffin.
So, basically, this podcast is about empowering women, being positive, trying to help women love themselves, talking about relationships in a positive light, because there's a lot of things going on in this world today, and especially like a lot of negative things. We want to help upbuild women, especially because they need to learn how to love themselves. So that was my intent of this whole podcast.
Sounds good.
Thanks. So Lynn, let's get into with you. Can you introduce yourself? Who are you? What do you do?
Okay, well, my name is Lynn Hobson. I go by the name of Money Lynn. I am a publicist, an author, a professor, a life coach, and what else? And I have my own community. Money Lynn and Friends is a community of blossoming billion-dollar businesses with up-and-coming entrepreneurs.
And you're author too, right?
Yeah.
And this is her book.
Yes. Diary of a Hip Hop Publicist, yes.
So how did you become a publicist?
I became a publicist because I was attending Howard University during a time where a lot of the now executives were attending as well. That's where I fell in love with hip hop. That's where I got my opportunity to witness like the Notorious B.I.G. Performing. And my friend Gucci, he goes by the name of Mark Pitts, was managing the Notorious B.I.G. at the time. And my best friend Kim and I went to the party. And that's when I fell in love with hip hop. And I was like, I want to be down. I just didn't know how. So I went, my then boyfriend gave me a book called The Personal Touch. And it was written by a publicist by the name of Terry Williams. And I wrote her a letter in New York City, asked her for an internship, got the internship, and the rest is history.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. That letter writing does work. Because some people are like, oh, we should reach out to people.
Snail mail, know.
Yeah.
We didn't have internet. We didn't even have internet back then. We were writing and licking stamps and putting it in the mailbox.
All right. And so what made you feel like you could do it though? Like you can write her and be an intern. You can intern for a while. People intern and they end up giving up. What made you keep you motivated to continue doing it? All these years. How many years has it been now?
I've been doing it since 95. So almost 30 years. Yeah.
And what do you do to keep yourself relevant? Because people come and go.
They say that you're as good as your last client. So it's just like once, it's kind of like synchronization, just God, once one client ends, another one comes, it's just like clockwork. I can't explain it. I get my clients via word of mouth,
Recent news about Mr. C that just passed away. Did you know him?
I didn't know. Unfortunately, I didn't know Mr. C. We've been in a lot of the same rooms, a lot of the same parties. I think he's one of the best DJs that has ever existed. But I didn't know him, but if I was going to a party or an event that wasn't mine, and I noticed that if I noticed that he was the DJ, that would give me more of an incentive to go.
Oh, really?
Like, oh, I don't know about this party. Oh, Mr. C. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll go.
Right.
Like that. So rest in peace to Mr. C. I have a lot of respect for him and the roles that he's blazed for us, trailblazing. He is a trailblazer in hip hop. So rest in peace to him, and my condolences to his colleagues and family members.
And what about the OJ? You knew OJ, right?
OJ Simpson. So at the PR firm where I was an intern, we represented Johnny Cochran at the time, which was his attorney. With if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. And, when I just got the news that OJ passed away, I was just like, wow, because it took me down memory lane of when I was an intern at the Terry Williams agency and Terry Williams was handling that case, just the intensity in the office with the staff running around and, new developments every day, because that court case was one that will forever go down in history, you know? And I just feel like I was a part of history because we were, doing the damage control PR as instructed by Johnny Cochran. And as an intern, that was my opportunity to roll up my sleeves and help, whether it's making 1,000 copies of this or that, and stapling, paperwork and stuff like that.
Oh, that was exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember being on this class trip and it was like, did y'all hear that bird again? And I was like 14. I was like,
yeah, isn't that? Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about women in relationships.
Okay.
Things that you can relate to. Obviously, I can relate to.
Okay.
What are some things that you feel like a lot of women today maybe are missing in life?
Okay. Today, what do I think women are missing today in life? God. They don't have a spiritual life. They don't have a spiritual practice. They're walking around here like zombies. You know what I mean? Just demonic energy. So that's what a lot of women are missing. I'm tired of seeing it's working. Like, in the beginning when social media came on and it's working, I was like, Now it's like, girl,
over it.
It's 2024. We at war. Okay. Why are you twerking on social media at this point? You know what I mean? We have way more bigger fish to fry. Go get right with God. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how long we're going to be here. You know what I mean? So, having a personal relationship with God is very important. Having a prayer life is very important.
I feel like it's very important. I feel like a lot of women, they miss the God and they go to men. They feel like men are their God. They got to worship the men. They got to same energy you giving a man.
Absolutely.
You should be giving to God.
Absolutely. And myself, I have fallen victim to that, making a man, kind of like my God, getting away from my prayer regimen, getting wrapped up into the wrong relationships, but you just have to correct yourself and get back right with God. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had experience recently.
Yes.
With someone, with a woman, let's say, and
yes.
You want to start off with you first, so you knew the beginning.
How do we tell this story?
Get right with God.
This demon. Someone had inboxed me basically asking me if I knew you and what was my relationship to you, because she didn't want you around her man, and you and her man were working together in a part-time capacity, like 2 days a week.
Right.
And she DM'd me, and then she called my phone. I didn't see the DM prior to the phone call. And so when she called my phone, she was like, "Hey, this is so-and-so." And I'm like, "Who? So-and-so." And I was like, "I don't know who this is." And then she gave more clarity, and I was like, "Okay, cool." And then she started to talk to me like she was my best friend. And I was like, "Wait a minute, I don't really know you like that. Like, how can I help you?" And she tells me her issue with you. And she says that she doesn't trust you because of previous interviews and, reviews that she's had about your previous interviews, books, etc. And she wanted to know if I could recommend that you stay away from her man. And I let her know that you're not the problem.
Right.
That's one. And two, I let her know that, I know you in a personal capacity to the point where I know that that's not even your focus.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have goals. You're a single mother. You're an author. You have a full-time job. Like, come on. Like, nobody has time to be taking somebody else's man. Okay.
Well, some people do it, just not I.
And he's not your type.
Right.
So, and then I told her that in any given instance, when you have a problem with your man regarding another woman, you don't call the woman. The woman is not the problem. The problem is your man. You need to call your man, and you need to have a discussion with your man. Calling another woman about your man, if that is really your man, that automatically kind of like raises a red flag that maybe that's not your man.
Right.
But take it up with your man, not with you. And then I told her to not reach out to you because I thought that it was stupid because you guys were working together, in a working capacity. And then come to find out, she reached out to you anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she basically told me to stay away from her man.
Right.
And I'm like, in my mind, I feel like women, why are you in that insecure that you're going to hit me up? You should talk to your man first. This is a business. I'm bringing money to the table. And I feel like a lot of women, they don't love themselves enough, because I would never feel the, let me go back a little bit. Before me, yes, the old me, I would have probably did something like that. But that's because I'm not loving myself and I'm not secure with myself or my relationship. Any woman that has to contact another woman like that is not secure with her relationship, and she's not secure with herself. And that is a problem. Because you're never going to be fruitful in any type of relationship if you're not secure within yourself or you feel the relationship. It must be previous red flags, in order for you to contact somebody else. Something must be going on there that's not 100% for you to even feel like that's okay. And I feel like a lot of men like that type of attention, and they continue messing with the woman or being with the woman, and she keeps doing it, and no one learns nothing from it. It's just a repeat cycle.
Yeah, like what I didn't like well, first of all, when we called her man, the two of us,
yes,
we laughed our asses off. We thought it was hilarious, right?
Yeah, we did laugh.
But then it was kind of like an afterthought. It was kind of like, wait a minute now. This really isn't funny.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean? I am a survivor of domestic violence. That's how drama occurs. In this day and age, with women not connected to God, we don't know the range of her craziness. We don't know if it's on a 1 or a 10.
Right.
So we were laughing our asses off, you know what I mean?
We were.
But then we don't know her enough to judge the depth of her craziness.
Right.
Or of her threat. We don't know the depth of her threat or the realness of her threat.
Because the thing is, how did she find my Instagram one? And she knew the days I was like working with him. So it's like you're already doing your research, and she said she researched me. So you're doing enough right there. You're doing a lot. You're researching that. What else are you researching? And do you know where I live at? Like, this is a little crazy now. Like, yeah, it's like a little snap type of crazy.
So the end result was I didn't reach back out to her, because after she reached out to you, I was like, oh, she's a nut, and
I just ended my working relationship.
And then you ended the working relationship with the guy, which is sad because we all have history with him, and then all we can do at this point is rest,
right?
But
it's like sad, like now you lost money. It's like a lot of drama for no necessary reason, all because one person is insecure. One woman doesn't love herself. You know what I mean? I feel like you should be in a loving relationship with a man and with yourself and with God. First of all, God got to approve it. God, you're doing all these other things. Do you think that's the behavior you should have? If you want to be a wife, obviously you want to be a woman. You want to be his wife, I'm assuming, in the future. Is this the type of relationship you want to start it off with? Like, what type of attitude? Like, you don't start off any type of relationship like that. That's not positive. That's a negative type of beginning.
No.
And it's not going to lead to anything more greater than that. Unless you fix yourself.
Yes.
And pray.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God.
Mm-hmm.
And his righteousness. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she definitely needs to go get some God in her life.
But it's even the fact that you liked when you said to her that I changed, because in the podcast,
right? Yeah. So she saw you on a previous podcast, talking raunchy. You were talking raunchy.
No.
No. You were talking real raunchy, but I let her know. I was like, Raleena is in a different space. The person that you were watching on that YouTube channel was what, 7 years ago? How old are the twins?
It was after the twins. So this was maybe 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know for a fact that you're not the same person 3 years ago than who you are today.
Right.
People change every single day. It's kind of like we really live like more than 9 lives, so I was just kind of like, who is she to judge? But
because people change, like everybody changes every time. So I feel like people should give people chances.
Start all over.
I feel like people should give people chances to a certain extent because people do change, but some of us don't change and feel like other people should change. I'm fine. I'm perfect. Why do you need to change, not me? And that's another thing that people in relationships, we're all in man relationships, friend relationships, like dating relationships, friendships, any type of family relationships. People feel like sometimes they're perfect and the other person needs to change and not them. And that's a lot of problems. Cause a lot of problems.
That's the world we live in.
Yeah, that's
everybody thinks they're right.
Yes.
So they put it on everybody else.
Right. My life is perfect. Or I'm too good. Or I'm better than everybody. Has a problem. We all have problems. And if you have to be grown enough, and even see God enough to know that I'm not living in the right type of way. My mindset's not right, and this takes a lot of work. It's not this is sometimes harder than going to work. It's fixing yourself. It's not an easy job.
Yeah, you have to ask yourself, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with this relationship that I have to call another woman to ask about my relationship? I'm never going to call another woman to ask about my relationship. If I feel insecure in my relationship, I'm going to go have a conversation with my partner. And then if my partner is not doing anything to comply or being truthful or communicating with me in a proper way, then it's over. It's just like that. The relationship is over.
Right.
So that is self-love. Self-love is being able to walk away and not put up with it, because at the end of the day, it was funny to us for a second, but then as days went by and we really thought about it, that wasn't cool and it wasn't cute.
Right. When you're 20,
and it wasn't professional, because she's also taking money out of his pocket. So.
And it's like 20, that's fine. I did that a couple times. It was 20. I got fights over girls over me. Okay, I did these things.
I'm not fighting over any,
I
any
did
girl. My teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, not doing it.
I did that, but now at 40 something, and I'm more connected with myself and realizing this is not the type of life I want to live, the type of wife I want to be in the future. So I had to cut things out. I'm like, now that's not cute for me. Maybe I was 20, I didn't know no better. You still learning yourself. Okay. But when you're 40, 30,
well, you live and you learn.
Right.
You live and you learn.
But
not at this grown age.
Right.
Definitely not.
Why are we still doing that?
Yeah, no.
Right. Like, I just feel a lot of things as far as like, just learn to love yourself. Like, because I don't understand like how hard that is. And people talk about people, you go online, not even in this situation, just online period. Other women talking about other women, downgrading other women, talking about, oh, I can get any man I want. Like, why do women feel like this is an okay conversation? You said twerking. You have a whole relationship with your man. Why do you need attention from other people online? You should, I love God and God did this, but is God really approving you shaking your behind online all day? Like, come on, like, is that okay with your man? Like, why do you need attention outside of your household?
It goes both ways. It's attention for everybody, but it's because of social media. It becomes junior high school and high school to everybody. So it's easier for people to show off and do this and not be held accountable right there in front of them. If someone says something in the comment, you could pay that no attention to whatever. People are just going off of how they feel they want to get attention. That's why you got the Megan Thee Stallion challenge with them doing all that.
Yeah.
That's big now. It's like that was a challenge last year and the year before.
But I feel I want less attention now online. I go online, I made my page private, or my post out. It's like I want less attention. I only want certain people on my page because I don't want to be sucked into that. I want to be a wife. If I want to be somebody's wife, I want to be a perfect representation of my partner. Like when they look at my partner, they see me, and they look at me, they see him, and they don't see, oh well, he with her, and how, you know what I mean? Because I'm coming from a God-like state now in my life.
But you're in a place where morals mean everything, and they're at a place where morals mean nothing.
And that's a shame, but but I understand that's where we live in, but it's a shame. Like, why do you, like, even with sexual things, like, why do you want to sleep with 5 million men and then talk about it? I did this and I did that. Well, I did that on the podcast that the girl was talking about. It's the same thing.
What?
I was talking about what she said. I like to have sex 5 times a day and all those things.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, this is.
I just think that's those
not
type
private
of
conversations.
things. That's a private conversation to have. I don't think that that's something that that really should be discussed in public.
Right. At the time, I thought I was cute. And
not unless you are, a stripper or a sex addict, and you making money off of it. You know what I'm saying? But
what seems to be happening, especially with just Black people, we put everything on blast for ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, we don't keep anything hidden. Other cultures,
Yeah.
we showcase all the negative, everything,
Mm-hmm.
thinking we're gonna get something out of it, but we're not.
We're gonna get likes, views. And I did think that was about act like this. I might get more likes and views. People will buy my book more because I'm talking raunchy then. But now I'm looking at myself, I'm like, me personally, I'll probably look at my face like you be looking at me sometimes. I'm talking, you feel like Raleena, like give me that face. I'm like, oh yeah, let me get myself together here. That's not proper. Like, I don't even want to hang with that old Raleena. That's not even how we don't even think on the same page. Like, I thought a man was it. Like, I need to have a man and that's it. Or being sexually active and all that. I've been celibate for over 2 years. So it's like it's cleansing myself out.
Speaking of like that, like relationship sex, you're not celibate. Celibate means that you have no desire to ever have sex again or to be married.
Oh, then abstinent.
You're abstinent. You are practicing abstinence. You are abstaining from sex.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta, the mouth is very powerful. You know what I mean? So, it's very important that you know the difference.
Right.
Because I know that, you do plan to have sex sometime soon, when you're married. Mm-hmm. And I know that you plan on being married. So you're not celibate.
Right.
You are abstaining.
Abstinent. Thank you for the correction. Yes.
Practicing abstinence.
Right. Because sometimes people do misuse the word. So yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably not the only one doing that, but.
Right. You're not.
Okay.
Anything else? I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Money Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the name come from first?
Oh, so the name Money Lynn came from it sounds what?
Harlemish to me.
Harlem. I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. Everybody thinks that I'm from Harlem, but I'm not. Maybe because, I'm known for working with Dipset. They're from Harlem.
Yeah.
So people say Lynn from Harlem. I'm like, I'm from DC. Or, Lynn from Dipset. That's fine. But Money Lynn came about when I was doing the My Super Sweet 16s on MTV.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah. Oh. And so the kids called me Money Lynn. Darnell Robinson, Chris Brown, Leah Robinson. Yeah. Because I was known for getting the money out of the parents to produce these over the top, My Super Sweet 16 parties, and that's where I got the name Money Lynn.
So you're
from the kids.
You're the reason for Super Sweet 16. You're like the brainchild.
Yeah. No. Well, MTV already had the show, but for some reason, when it came to the African American kids, they were hiring me as the event planner. The kids had the opportunity to hire the event planner, and they hired me. So after Darnell Robinson, it was like,
he had a tiger or something.
I want Money Lynn. He had a Coming to America theme party. And I put that together. Yeah, that was the best.
I remember watching that one.
Yeah, I put that together from soup to nuts, and I even utilized my relationships at Def Jam and got Rihanna as his date for that party. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He had a Coming to America theme. And we rolled out the dances with the rose petals, and we reenacted the whole.
Right. On YouTube, I'm assuming.
Shout out to Darnell. That was epic.
Shout out to Darnell. I think he's in Georgia, Cali, or somewhere.
He's here in Jersey now. Yeah.
Oh, his sister's in Cali.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, she's in Cali. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought she was here.
She's doing her music.
I thought she was here. Okay.
Oh, the family here.
Right.
You know how that goes. And then, Money Lynn, and then you have Money Lynn and Friends.
So Money Lynn and Friends.
Demons getting out. What you was talking about?
I ain't got no demons.
No, that's where it comes from. It's supposed to be.
No, and that's why I don't say goblin, because that's not true.
What? That is not true. Heard that sneezing comes from cleaning your lungs out.
That's what it's supposed to be, yes.
But what did you hear it was?
Back in the day, it was supposed to be, they thought when you sneeze, that was the demons coming out of you.
Oh, wow. I don't say God bless you when you do that, but I don't say that. I don't believe that.
Hey, I was raised in Catholic school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's a big God bless you.
Money Lynn and Friends.
Money Lynn and Friends. So I used to do pop-up shops prior to the pandemic. I would do maybe like one a year. But during the pandemic, people were in the house. They were like, their 9 to 5s were no longer really secure. People were getting laid off. So then you have a whole whirlwind of new entrepreneurs. And I started to notice that everyone's popping up, selling eyelashes, waist beads, lips gloss, lipstick, makeup, dog clothes, you know what I mean? Hair, you name it, you know? And so I was like, I wanted to get out the house. I need to sell my book, Diary of a Hip Hop Publicist. And I put together a pop-up shop. So the first pop-up shop, I had about 10 vendors. The second one, I had 20 vendors. The third one, I had 120 vendors.
Oh, wow.
And then after that, it became 200 or more vendors. And that's the Money, Lynn, and Friends community. That consists of my vendors, you know, and a lot of them over the years have become my clients. And or I consult them and just try to be, you know, that beacon of light and motivation for them to keep going and not give up. Because being an entrepreneur is not easy. We know.
I would say, what helps you keep going? Because you,
God.
Because you just always come out with something. You always got something cooking, stirring. Like it's never a dull moment in Lynn's life.
Yeah, it's like as soon as something is ending, you know, either God gives me instructions to do something else or someone invites me to partner with them to do something else, you know? Yeah.
I'm looking at Lynn looking.
They know I don't play.
Also, with the Money, Lynn, and Friends, I've seen you have like, are you doing like a podcast or something?
Yeah, so I started my own podcast, Money, Lynn, and Friends, where I interview my vendors.
Okay, all right.
And previous clients. Yeah.
And my daughters were previous vendors.
Yeah, and the twins, Mia and Maya, they were guests on my podcast.
Right.
Because they were vendors and they were clients.
Clients, right.
Yeah, with promoting their book, Mia and Maya Adventures. Yeah.
And then also I see you traveling. You having a pop-up shop in Miami, is it?
I have I'm partnering with Sisters in Business Expo on April 20th in Newark. I'm going to handle the vendors on that day, or I'm bringing the vendors to that event that day. I have something on May 4th, which is the Derby experience. I'm doing that with Next Level Entertainment Group. This is our second year doing it, 2,500 plus African Americans dressed up in their best, you know, Derby outfits, Black excellence at its best. And my vendors will be there as well. And then in June, with Next Level Entertainment again, doing it in Miami for their 20th annual Black Hollywood Weekend, which is normally during the ABFF African American Black Film Festival.
Oh, it's the same time in
Miami.
In Miami.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to sign up for that one.
Yeah, it's a time. I'm gonna be there.
And if you're a vendor,
hit me up if you want to be a vendor.
You said something very important that a lot of people that are Black say today is the new thing is I'm an entrepreneur. Anybody that does anything outside of their regular job is an entrepreneur nowadays. This is how it's given, right?
Right.
But you're a real entrepreneur. Like you've been doing this for years. You've had your hand in many bags and you've been climbing up. Can you give the people a real example of what a real entrepreneur is, other than just someone that's doing a hobby thinking that that's going to generate some money at some point in their life?
Yeah, a real entrepreneur, an entrepreneur, you know, it's a real entrepreneur is someone who has decided that they're going to open up a business and start a business and provide a service and or sell a product. And you get there through prayer, hustle, and discipline. And you have to discipline yourself. I wake up at 5 a.m. You know, I pray. I go on social media, post on my social media pages, exercise, go to the gym, you know, walk 1 or 2 miles a day, walk my dog, get dressed. Even though I work from home, I set my hours 10 to 6. And I take a break at 2:00, walk my dog, take a regular lunch break. It requires a lot of discipline, a lot of discipline. A lot of today's entrepreneurs, they don't have a routine for their business, and that's why they fail. You have to have a routine for your business. It's like once you build it and you start to maintain it, whether the money is coming in or not, once you get, that time in, the money will come. Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of you manifesting. You have to already act as if you have. You have to keep.
You have to act as if you have. Even when the money ain't money in, you still got to act as if you have it. Yeah. You still have to keep going no matter what. A lot of these entrepreneurs nowadays, they just pack up and go like, oh, I gave it 3 months. I'm like, what?
That sounds familiar. Same thing I said with hip hop.
But I be wanting to pack up every day.
Well, I bet you get a phone call and you're like, you know what?
Right. I be crying, snot coming out my nose. It's a selfless, career, to be an entrepreneur and to help other entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? But now the motivation is the other blossoming entrepreneurs. Because, Lynn, keep going, I'm watching you, and it's just like, sometimes I get that little message or sprinkle of inspiration, and it's just like, oh, okay.
So motivating.
They motivate me.
Yeah,
it's a cyclical. It's a cyclical thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah, because I want to give all the time. I always moving around different things. I'm doing different things. I be like, I want to give up. I don't know what to do with myself.
You're always doing something. Yeah.
But it's like I gotta find my it.
And she finds time to help other people in the midst of it. I'm like,
yeah.
Because I feel like being, humbling myself and trying to get a relationship with God, you have to love people like you want to be loved. You have to forgive people like you want God to forgive you. In order to do that, you have to give. You just can't be sitting there like I need to get. No, you have to give too. I'll be all right. I'm gonna get it back eventually. So I'm gonna help you out. And I feel like when I do stuff like that, I'm rewarded at the end of the day. Right. And I'm having a relationship with God more recently. I'm getting a lot of things I didn't have before. So I feel like blessed, right? My new humble abode, right? Now, but other things too, like it's a mental thing. It's learning me, my children, teaching them, just leaving the past, trying to leave the past in the past, and forgiving those in my past that I do not really care. I might not really care for them, but I have to forgive them if I want God to forgive me and to bless me. And that's a very important step that people don't want to do because they want to forgive. I want to sit there and keep talking about people and sit there and I hate them, I don't like them, but that's not bringing nothing positive to your life. You're just making it worse. And people understand that. That's just my little intake on that.
There you have it.
Then you said you did event planning for a lot of celebrities back in the day. Up until this point, you had your hands dealing with a lot of celebrities, entertainers, and things of that nature. You also said that, I like when people do this, like, I was cool with so-and-so, and that was so-and-so. And I'm like, regular? Like, you just said you was cool with Mark Pitts.
We went to Howard together, yeah.
Oh, okay. And I'm like, you know how legendary that is in my head right now. So I'm thinking...
Gucci and Wayne. Mark and Wayne.
You coming up in that era, and I was a kid back then. I remember my sister went to the party at City College. Yes. My mom worked at City College.
Oh, wow.
So I used to walk past the roses and everything that happened after that. So I remember that very vividly in my head. And I remember my sister went and all the craziness with all the drama that's happening. And then, can you say anything about the Puff situation at any point, or what you've seen back in the day, or nothing bad and nothing? Just...
I think that with the Diddy situation, it is media overkill. I'm not going to sit here and say it's completely innocent, but who is completely innocent? That's one. And then two, I'm starting to think that he's just a target, at this point. Definitely a target. They're running it in the ground. There are way larger things going on than
this is true
than Diddy.
It took the light off of the Nickelodeon thing that was happening right before it. The whole drama with how they was treating kids that worked at Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon,
Documentary on it.
Nickelodeon, Epstein,
Yeah,
the list. Like, come on, the list goes on.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they took the light off of that, off of them, put it on Diddy, and everything started rolling. Do you think that there's a lot of talk online about black people bringing down other black people and that?
Yeah, someone from Revolt actually reached out to me to ask me my opinion. Do I think that Diddy can come back from this? And my answer is yes, he can. With God, all things are possible. If he just taps back into that frequency that we know him from, he can come back from anything. Anything's possible.
There's no such thing as can't.
But all right,
that was the confirmation.
I mean, I guess at some point, because I think I only talk for black people from my perspective.
Yeah, white people don't sit up and tear each other down. No other race does it, but the black culture, black people, and it's sad.
Yeah, they'll let so and so get off after a while. Like, it's nothing wrong.
But the things with black people, they'll research an interview from Diddy from 20 years ago. Oh, he said this 20 years. You really took time out of your day to go listen to our interview from 20 years ago and try to decept it into today's what's going. Like, y'all are crazy.
Yeah.
Like, y'all crazy. Like, y'all had enough better to do with y'all.
Well, you gotta understand, you're talking about people that a lot of people deal with negativity.
Right.
And to deal with that negativity, they have to look out for other negativity so they can feel some kind of.
My thing is, don't you have a partner? Don't you have kids? Don't you got bills?
They might have all that.
And all this stuff, you got the real life, illnesses, health, and you got time to indulge in that when there's so many other important things you can be doing, going on vacation, enjoying your kids, enjoying your lover.
You know why? Because self-gratification comes before everything else in their life.
So
what gratifies me at this point, even though I have everything else,
and that's sad because I feel like family and other things are so much more important. Enjoying your life. You can die tomorrow and your last thought was, oh, let me go look up Diddy real quick from 20 years ago, and then you die tomorrow. That was your last concern before you died. You never know when you go. You could die. Everybody has time is limited on this earth. No one lives forever. You don't know your days, and that's your things. Every day, live your day like it's your last day. What I'm going to do today? Spend time with family. Do things that matter. Do things that's going to be beneficial to me or beneficial to them when I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Be happy, be positive, because who wants miserable? The misery. I just can't deal.
Yeah,
I just can't. Well, that's why a lot of people. I personally had to cut off a lot of people. I can't deal with the misery. I had to make a change and cut a lot of people's conversations. Like she said, words are power, and people don't realize they say things, and I'm looking at you like, if you say that, and I don't need to cut you off and say I don't be your friend anymore. I just move to the side because it's not going to go nowhere. That come back and forth conversation. Just walk to the side. Yeah.
Words are power, but I believe people's actions more than I believe their words. Like, you can say anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But
I definitely believe actions over words.
Actions speak.
Yeah, because you're telling me I'm coming, I'm stopping by, and you're waiting, and that person's not there.
Right.
Then guess what? You're not coming. And so I can't believe your words over your actions.
But I'm talking about just conversation. Say we're having a conversation.
I was just talking about it in the purest form.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying to me, for words is power, as far as, say, for instance, you say to me, oh, I don't like Poe get on my nerve, whatever. And then you sitting here now, but I'm like, your words is power. You told me you ain't like the man, so now I can't even be your friend no more because now you didn't said things that don't sound right. You sound crazy. Let me go over here because I don't do that. So, my words of power like that is things you say about people or things you say about situations. If you okay something I don't agree with, that's a lot about you as a person. Mm-hmm. And that makes me feel as words as power is for me. It's saying like I can't be with you. Anyway, so that's what I mean. As far as words of power, as your conversation, not just saying I'm coming. That to me, I ain't gonna. I know you're not reliable, and I'm gonna keep that moving. That's different. But as far as this regular conversation about topics in life, that's what I mean.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
How was the wedding?
Oh, the wedding was great. So I was in DR. I had fun. I danced with some bachata because that bachata soothes my soul. I love bachata.
Oh, that's dope.
When I dance, it's like it just takes me to my whole little element, makes me happy. It's my happy music. But my cousin got married, and I love weddings. And I love love, and I hopefully, everything continually goes great for them.
Awesome.
Beautiful. You look like you had fun.
I had fun. I met That was the first time I actually met him in person.
Okay, so did you
Your cousin?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wait, your cousin?
Yeah. So I was been doing my ancestry, my family tree, and I found relatives I didn't know I had in Florida. I mean, they're friends with me on Facebook. I met some of them maybe 2 summers ago, but I didn't get to meet him. And then we talked on Facebook Messenger. We're cool, and then he invited me to his wedding if I wanted to come. I said, yeah, sure. So I went to his wedding. Awesome. I met him for the first time, and I seen the other ones. I met some of them one time before. I've been so again. So it's awesome. It's cool that people that I didn't, they're related to me, but I didn't grow up with them, but they take me in with open arms.
That's awesome.
And that's how family. I feel like family should be. It's family members I'm getting closer to that don't speak, don't ask about my kids, don't call me, and it feels like I just met the people and they just, how the kids, how you doing? When you coming over? We have another party. Come here. It's like that's how family. How I was taught family should be. And nowadays it ain't family. It ain't like that. What you doing is more about what you doing for me. Shout out to my cousin who owed me $40 because I helped her out the other day and she gave my money back. But
well, it's been nice. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming. Thank my guest. You know, I love your energy.
Thank you.
And your motivation for me.
All right.
Is there anything that you would like to promote? Say anything else?
No, I pretty much said everything.
You said everything. You.
What?
You're just everywhere. Like I swear to God, we was talking about doing the episode, I was like, she was at I think one of your events. I was like, why don't you just have Lynn on the show? Like y'all are friends already. Y'all talk already. Like, and Lynn is definitely not coming on my show. So why?
Have a he. All your questions that you have for her here, right? You can interview her too at the same time. All right. And thank you for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed it and stay tuned for episode 2.